Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. You wake up. The alarm is blaring too harshly. You didn't get enough sleep. You reach out to turn it off and accidentally knock a glass of water onto the floor with your elbow, right onto the wires and documents. You jump up, wet socks, everything is irritating. And immediately you stub your pinky toe against the nightstand. The pain is dull, internal, as if the whole world is mocking you. You stay silent, but inside you are already exploding. In a rush, you spill hot coffee on your shirt right before leaving, and you catch yourself thinking, great, the day is going exactly as planned. But you don't even notice that you yourself just launched it. You leave the house in this state and the world responds. In the store, people are rude to you. On the road, you get cut off. At work, it's the same stupid questions again. People are annoying. Everything is irritating. You don't understand why everyone around is so stupid. But the truth is, you turned on this wave yourself. You activated the egregore of negativity. You gave the system the command, I am in the negative, and it adjusted everything to match that. You are like an antenna that catches only a certain frequency, and this frequency is low. It drags everything destructive toward itself. And the more you react, the more energy you give away. Entities are not visible to the eye. They do not make sounds. They do not crawl on the ceiling. They live in your reactions. They don't need to scare you. It is enough for them that you lose your temper. They feed on emotion, negative, residual, automatic emotion. And as soon as you started the day with aggression, you became a source of energy. You think that you are angry at people and at the situation, but the truth is, you are inside a trap. You are being rocked. You are a battery for the system. And here is where your power begins. At any moment, even if the day went wrong, even if you are on the edge, you have the opportunity to tell yourself, stop. I am not this. This is a script. Wake up. Just turn off the answering machine. Just shut up, close your eyes, take a breath, and at that moment, you break free. You rupture the flow. You stop being food. Reality is not what happens to you. It is what you react to. And if you stop reacting, reality breaks. The entity loses interest in you. The egregore no longer receives your power. And then the day begins to flow differently. This is where awakening begins. Not with a book, not with a meditation, but with the realization on a most ordinary, lousy day that you are not the emotion. You are the point of choice. Sometimes you converse with a person, and everything seems fine. But after the conversation with them, you have a feeling of being drained of internal filth, of heaviness. You cannot explain what exactly they said, but you feel they dragged everything out of you. This is not just an unpleasant person. This is a transmitter. The system is speaking through them. Such people can be anyone, a colleague, an acquaintance, a random passenger on a bus, even a loved one. But at the moment of contact with them, you lose yourself. They hook into an old grievance. They speak with a sneer. They trigger a reaction in you. And this is the main sign. If you reacted, you got caught. They do not realize what they are doing. These are not evil people. These are carriers of scripts. Through them, your weak spots, your unworked codes are activated. And if you haven't woken up, you will give yourself away completely. The system works not through logic, but through triggers. It strikes not at the mind. It strikes at vulnerability, at old wounds, at what you tried to forget, but it remembers through other people. But you can learn to recognize it. If after talking to someone you feel emptiness, it was not just a conversation, it was a drain. If a person causes you anger, irritation, guilt, they are either reflecting you or transmitting someone else's program. If you lose focus, meaning breath, you are in the net. If after a conversation you have an internal conflict that you replay for hours, you have become a source of energy for the system. What should you do? Stop. Return to yourself. Acknowledge it. I was hooked. But this is not me. This is a script. No need to seek revenge. No need to prove anything. You are not at war. You are in training. And the task is not to defeat them, but not to lose yourself. You are not obligated to be soft, but you are obligated to be conscious. Your reaction is your reality. Your silence inside is a blow to the system. You stop being predictable. You become free. Entities are not shadows in the corners and not demons from horror movies. You won't hear their whispers. You won't see their faces. But you will feel when they are near. When a sudden surge of anger rises inside. When you start arguing just to prove you are right. When you enter a conflict that destroys you when you cannot stop. Entities live inside your emotions. They are subtle. They are quiet. They are like parasites on the energy level. They don't need your body. They need your anger, your resentment, your sense of guilt, your fear. They don't burst in all at once. First, they slip in a thought that is provocative, toxic, doubting. Everyone smiles at you, but no one cares about you. You are not needed by anyone. He doesn't respect you. She said that on purpose. You catch this thought and begin to react. From that moment on, you are a source. You are fuel. You feed them with your internal war. And now for the important part. These entities do not come to the strong. They come to where there is a crack, pain, insecurity, an unresolved grievance. If you haven't worked through this, you are vulnerable. You may not believe in entities, but you cannot deny that sometimes you do not control yourself. That sometimes emotion is stronger than reason. That sometimes you are as if you are not you. So how do you disconnect them? 1. Observe, don't get stuck, just watch. Anger is rising in me. Interesting, is this me or did something get activated? Observation zeroes out the impulse, always. 2. Be silent. Do not answer this very second. Silence is a power cutoff. Entities live in turbulent reactions. When you are calm, they die. 3. Breathe. A simple inhalation and exhalation with a focus on sensations returns you to the body. And in the body, there is no room for intrusion. 4. Tell yourself, this is not me, this is a program. As soon as you pronounce this, you detach from the script. You reclaim your right to choose. They don't want you to know this. They want you to think that you are your emotion, that you are your anger. But the truth is, you are consciousness that can choose. And as soon as you choose not to react, they have lost. There is one path that cuts all the wires of the system. A path that doesn't just save, it rewrites your reality. This is not meditation, not magic, not protection. This is your presence. When you are in yourself, when you breathe, when you look at the world consciously, without a mask, without a role, without the musts, everything around changes its frequency. Entities do not live in high vibrations. They cannot reach someone who thinks purely and feels honestly. They are blinded by your light if you do not hide from yourself. Every time you smile sincerely simply because it feels good inside, do good deeds not for approval, speak the truth even when it's scary, choose not to seek revenge but to let go, do not climb into someone else's script but create your own, take a pause when there is a storm inside. You become invisible to the system and at the same time the strongest within it. You don't just not react, you create a new line of reality. You are like an antivirus in the matrix. You do not fight, you rewrite. The enlightened are not those on the mountain. The enlightened are those among people who remain themselves, in the field of emotions, pain, grievances, and they do not lose focus. And this is not about holiness. It is about power, about the fact that you no longer rent yourself out. Wake up. Every time you get angry, every time you take offense, every time you feel injustice, these are all hooks, this is all noise. Stop, take a breath, and remember who you are. This entire path is not a path of protection. It is a path of conscious transformation. You are not a victim. You are the point of creation. You are that power that no longer feeds the system, but creates its own. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.